the stint you've just done.
Yes. I'm not going to go into the detail except to say that the length of your pit stop depends on the number of laps you've done. The fewer laps you've done, the shorter the pit stop is. Except if you pit stop in those first 5 laps, because if you stop in those first 5 laps, A, you're not allowed to put any fuel in, but B, you're not allowed, you don't have to respect the minimum pit stop time.
Yep.
Unlike other places as well, I'll use the term, we have to recalibrate our minds. There's no way that you can save a lap of fuel here, even over the course of a week, let alone 24 hours. However, you can go in, if you miscalculate, you can go in the back door of the pits, but you take a penalty.
You don't take a penalty for going in the back door. You just don't count the lap that you go in. I won't say it's impossible to save a lap of fuel, because just suppose you've got a car that will do 8.8 laps on a tank full of fuel, and you can save 0.2 of a lap, so you might then be able to go 9 laps. So you need to know what your fuel consumption is, because when there's a slow zone out there, a yellow flag zone, you will automatically be saving fuel. So you need to know whether your range is 8.8 or 8.2, because you want to know whether it's going to be worth your while trying to save fuel or not.
And you don't want to get it wrong, because 0.6 of a mile away or 0.6 of a lap away is 7 or 8 miles away. That's quite a recovery.
Yeah.
The first 58 cars in this race then that are about to get the starters' orders and instruction to start racing are heading towards Schwalbenschwanz, the Kleine Carousel as it's otherwise known, and then through the double right-hander that brings them onto the Dottinger Höhe. We are moments away, folks, just 4 minutes by my clock from the start of the 47th edition of the ADAC 24 Hours of Nurburgring.
Darren Wood, who we had a coffee with the other day, is up at the carousel, and he smells fuel coming out the back of that Brundle Aston Martin.
Wow, okay.
Fuel
That's
smell.
not good.
That's not good at all.
Fuel possibly pouring out of the Aston Martin on its initial getaway then onto the Grand Prix Strecker, and we will wait and see whether that car has to pit straight away, and they may have to do some work on that, try and get some fuel into it, but running the risk of running into the breach of regulations if the 37 requires fuel at this stage of the day. So now the cars, the GT3s, the SP9s make a wonderful sight as they start to zigzag virtually from one white line to another down the Dottinger Höhe. This takes an age when you're at full racing speed, so there's still quite a way to go yet, a couple of kilometres from the start line. A reminder that throughout the race on the hour, we have the Hyundai race update, the performance of Hyundai N, Feel the Feeling, and we've added another fabulous Andy Blackmore designed T-shirt to our Radio Show Limited store, inspired by the challenge of the Nurburgring. And that's available from the start of the race. So literally in 3 minutes' time, that is available by clicking on the store button at www.radio-show.co.uk. Live from the Aston Martin Racing Lounge, Johnny Palmer, Joe Bradley, Paul Truswell. This is the Nurburgring 24 hours on both RS1 and RS3. Part of the Radio Show Limited network of channels. We're in sound and vision at www.radio-show.co.uk. And Maro Engel, Lance David Arnold, Kevin Estre and Pierre Caffer as the 4 drivers at the sharp end, still working hard to retain temperature in their Michelin tyres, because this doesn't involve any heavy braking, this part of the track. There are no corners either. But they are seesawing at the wheel to make sure that the hard work so far on the lap doesn't come to naught. I think there's a little bit of fluid actually on one of the cameras that the 29 Audi is carrying. No hint of any rain, thankfully, and the forecast for the next 24 hours looks very good indeed. Much further back down the pack is the 44 Falcon Motorsports Porsche on the Falcon tyres, and that's starting in 18th position then, with Dirk Werner at the wheel of that two-tone blue Porsche, and it is just ahead of the SPX Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus and the Rover Racing, the first of the Rover Racing BMWs, number 99. Yokohama tyres for the number 100 BMW,